Hello everybody, welcome back. Today we're going to be using Canva.com to create a website. And in case you didn't know, you don't only use Canva.com for a website, you can also use it for your Facebook post, your Instagram post, whether it's your business or your personal account as well. You can also use this Canva.com to use logos, to create flowers, to create presentations, cards, business cards. You can use this in so many different ways. You can even actually create a team of designers for you, up to 4 for the free plan. And speaking of free plans, they do offer a 30-day free trial for the Pro edition of this, so take advantage of that. And you can find that in the description below. And while you're at it, do subscribe, drop a comment below, and let us know how we can help you be that better designer. So, as I said, we're going to be creating a website using Canva. So to do so, I'm going to go to Templates, I'm going to come over to Exactly Business, and I'm going to see websites, and I'm going to click websites to show all of those different templates that they have to use. Of course, you don't have to follow the template, but I think it's better. You can also create a blank website as well, so just bare from scratch, right? I like to do this exactly because, well, when you have something to kind of look at and go over and change a little bit here and a little bit there, it's going to kind of give you a little bit more confidence, and you just change it to fit your style, right? Or your idea of what you're trying to create. So now I can click on this one, and I like this one specifically because I love food. Now, if you like this and you want to come back a little bit later, hit the heart right here on the right, and you can save that to likes as well. And you can look and see, now you see there's about 5 different pages, and you can kind of see what this template is, right? So like tell all about TSB, what we offer, right? It's pretty cool, it's pretty simple. So we want simple right now to just show you how you can change it from the template, right? So I'm going to customize this template, and we're going to let it load. And don't worry, now just like if you're designing a t-shirt, if you followed us before, if you subscribe to us and you see our other videos, like when we're doing t-shirts, all of this the same. So all of your elements, how to upload your text, your styles, your audio, your videos, all of that is the same here. So don't worry, don't stress out, right? So it's not this huge new design change, right? Now, if I want to name it something different, up here on the right, we can highlight this. You see red flat and minimalist comfort food website. We could change that and I'm just going to say my yummy site, right? This is just for me to exactly save it later on or share it with somebody, right? So we can publish it as a website here, right? So we'll get to that a little bit later, but first, let's give it a little change, right? So we can see, as I'm scrolling down, we can see the different pages, right? Contact us, all of this as well. Now, just as we did before, right? If you have this color, right? So this block, you can change that color right here. If you don't want, like we can do white, for example, we can do the same color. If we want to do that as well. And we can change this all together this way, right? And we'll change that one back to a different color. So we can change this to Sunday Bite. Now you see this little block here. We can select this. Now all this is, if you come over here to the right and you go to text, if you're creating it from a blank, you can do the heading, which this is what this is. Add a heading, it's a little bit bigger. A subheading, which is like this right here. And if I want a little bit more information, like a little body of a text, I would select add a little bit of body text, right? So this one's already here. I can select the Sunday Bite, right? TSB. I'm going to say my yummy site, right? Now I've changed the text here, and I'm going to change the font to something that I like. I like this here. So we have Beleza, which is pretty cool. And I'm going to change the color with you see the A, the text color, it tells you. I'm going to change it to white to kind of complement that yellow background. And the same if you want delicious food for every mood. That's pretty cool. It's pretty catchy. So I can do this the same. All right, and there we go. Now the order now that's the same. It's just a button here. Now when we can scroll down, right? And let's scroll on down and see what we have. So you can do logos. You can even click more. And when you come to more, this is what you're gonna have. So if you have if you have like a Pexels, you can actually integrate with that. Pixby, you can embed videos, emojis, right? Facebook, QR codes even. QR codes is pretty cool because especially if you're offering like a discount or something, you can do this here. Dropbox, Typeform, right? brand folder, use images from brand folder within Canva, Bitmoji. All of these you can actually integrate into using. Now you can see that the emoji is already here. It's already integrated. If it's not there, you can just click and it will just integrate right here, so you'll be able to use it a little bit later on. Alright, and we can change all of this. So this picture, if you don't like it, let's see, it's chicken. I'm going to delete. You can see that this is a frame. I'm going to delete that frame too. Alright, so I can come in with frame, and let's see. To find the frames, you can change that exactly like within photos. I'm going to put burger, right? I'm going to type in burger. I want a burger. So I'm going to drag and drop. Now it's pretty big, and we can scale that down just like this. Now we have our burger scaled down, and here we go. Now we can leave it this way, or we can put a crafty frame in it as well. And I want to do the picture first, usually, just to kind of see what I have, right? Alright, so let's see. Alright, so now we have our burger here. We can also come down to elements, click on elements, and everything that you recently used, as far as like pictures or so forth, you can find that here. So if you want to make like 2 burgers, for example, you can. Alright, and you can see that here. And I'm going to bring this one just a little bit forward, and you can bring that and stack them on top of each other, how you wish, right? So I can actually send that backwards too, and have it kind of done that way. And now let's say fries, right? Fries. Now I can have fries and move this through. Now if you're wondering, when you select this, you see Pro. If you take advantage of the free 30 days, you can use these pictures. If not, you do have to pay for them. Otherwise it'll say like free, for example, and all it say like this one, it says it's free. So otherwise you do need to pay for it, but if you use the 30 days, it's pretty cool. I'm going to send this one backward too. And you can see that I'm making it like this. And also, if you select it, not the text, and this is just a colored box, but if you select it like this, and then you right click, you can actually group it, and you make it together. And so you actually group them all together. And see how I'm moving all of them together now? We can do it that way. Now it did group this box behind, and if you don't want that, of course you can delete. So this is just my style. And I'm going to make it like this, right? So just to show that you can rotate it, you'll see this rock back and forth this way. Now, I do want to scale this down just a taste. And you can see I've made that lower. And back in the elements, when you scroll down here, I have fries. I'm going to exit out. And for the element, I am going to use a frame. And I'm going to double click on the frame. And let's see, I click too many times, so I have more than one. And there we go. And I can move this into the side of the frame. Alright. And I'm going to bring forward. And there we go. When I click right here, and this is just the frame that we have, and we can do that with pictures. Okay. And so we can do this with this frame, and we can kind of bring it together. Alright. But that's just how you would use the frame. And I don't want the frame, I want the burger by itself, but I did want to show you guys how to do it. Alright, and now we have our burger and fries together. Alright, and so this is the first page, right? And so even when we can rotate this to kind of match, it's whatever you want, right? Even if you have your own personal design, you can come here to uploads, upload your media for like your images, videos, or audio for the site. So if you have your own special image, you can upload it and have it for yourself. Alright, and that's the first page that we have. Now, when we're continuing on, all about, it's the same deal when you have this. So as you can see, you're going to have all of this information. The contact page, what our clients say, right? All of this is going to change. So you already know now how to add pictures or not. Of course, now I'm not very big on creating like for food, right? But just to show you how it's created and how to add your own stuff, right? So even coming back to elements, right? When we come up, we can choose like different lines and shapes to really bring it in, right? So we can move this. So you have many options, right? To do graphics, burger joint here, right? My yummy side. I'm going to bring all of that forward to kind of step over that. And even here too, when I select all of this, I can delete, and I could bring this just over. right? If I want to make it kind of like less, how can we say, less realistic, right? So we can kind of have, and we can change the color to these as well for you guys that didn't know. So you see, we can change the color of this element the same, and this one too. When you click on that element, you can see the colors of this. So this one's black. I can come over and click and change it to red even. So I can choose red, I can choose pink, I can choose whichever I want. I do hate the color background, but just to show you again, that's why. So I'm going to come back through to something a little bit more simple. All right, now we have that. So as we continue, we can add a page as well. If you want to add something extra, if you change, right? So all you would do for, especially with contact, like of course you're not going to use that. You'll just double click, just the same as we did the name, and delete. Email address, blah blah blah. So blah at Gmail, right? So whichever you want. So you'll just add that information yourself. If it's not enough space, or if it's too small, make it bigger. The same, and you create the font size less too by double clicking and highlighting, and you can make the font less big. The same for the pictures. You can delete them, right? The same way. If you can use them, you cannot, whichever you want, right? So you can detach image, right? So when you detach the image, that's that. When we can replace background, I can say here, and you can see all of this information, right? So we can actually pull that picture by itself, and the same. And you can see when I drag over it, it clicks, it's now attached, right? So this is how you're going to do it. Detach image, and you see how it does this little weird kind of like transition here. That's how you're going to do it. I didn't show you this earlier with the frame, but this is how it's done. All right. Now, at the same, when here on our new page here, we can change it the same. Let's bring over this, right? And I can come back to burgers. Let's say fries, right? Now we have fries, and now we have the frame, right? Let's change the color to the background to like a red, maroon color, right? Kind of like ketchup, if you would. Even if I wanted to use like something like this, right, we can use this as like our menu too. Again, the same as like for this, right? So you can see this box, and to show you how to do that, let's see. I'm going to delete this one real quick. Trash that. All right, and I'm going to come back to our menu. All right, so what we offer, right? When you come through, and if you go in between these two, you can add a page in between, right? So like there's only 3 items on like one page. I want more items, right? So now you've seen the like little line here. Now let's work on that. We can work on that by coming here, and we can go back to shapes or colors, right? Everything you want. And if you have your styles, you can find them here. All right, so we're going to go back to elements, right? We have elements, and we want lines and shapes. All right, so obviously this is a little rectangle. I'm going to scroll on down to find my rectangle. Or you know what, better yet, I'm going to use this one, and I will show you how this works. Now, when I select on the shape, it chooses the colors right here that I have for my styles. So when you select your style or your color palette, that's going to be added into your shapes. I can show you again with another one. All right, now I'm going to rotate this around, because I kind of want that arrow, and I'm going to stretch it. I'm going to make it like this. And you see I stretched that out, and let's go back. Okay, all right, so do you see here, right here, how that line is? Now that's what that is. Now I'll bring this down just a taste. All right, now I want to change that blue. I'm going to change the blue here to that red to make it all together, right? So, and I can make it also a little bit smaller like this, right? Or not, but I'm going to keep it bigger. All right, now when I highlight, of course, both of them, I can kind of just choose between copy and paste. So I can copy this as well, so Control C. But if you notice, when you try to copy it this way, it's going to give you this message up a lot of the times, especially because when I come to paste, right? So it's going to give you like this message right here, copy and paste in Canva, Control V. and that's what happens. So just to let you know. All right, so this is it. Now you can see, I created a additional by mistake. I'm gonna go to delete. All right, so this is the menu, what we offer. Right, now let's come back. Now we can use the frames as I showed you before, or we can have these shapes the same way. Now let's say I want this shape here again, and I'm gonna make it white because it's choosing that color from me. There we go, white. And now I can come back to photos, right? And I can say, let's think of something salad. Right, so I'm gonna type in salad. Of course, if you have your own photos, you're gonna do that from upload to change it because it's gonna be your website. All right, so now you see when we come over to get this weirdness, and I'm gonna make small, so it's not the frame. I'm gonna bring it here. I can make it smaller just a taste, right? Now we have the salad inside that box, so it's kind of the same. Right, you see the gourmet burgers, right? The same way. Now I can come here to text, and I'm going to go here, and I'm going to go to subheading, and I'm going to drag the subheading just under it. And let's say a chicken salad. Right? Now we have the chicken salad. And we can do the same for the body of the text, and we can just give a little bit of information below. And there we go. And now we're creating this. And you just rinse and repeat the same way. All right. And so, of course, with your website, you can put music as well. You can have it play music. And if you want to do that, you can kind of come here to embeds. And when you come here, you can add embed from paste a link right here. So you'll paste some kind of link, and there you go. Code pin, you have TED, Spotify. This is to view an example. For example, Google Maps even, or Facebook, Tumblr, all of this as well. So you can actually, even if you have your own specific link, web link, you can just paste that link here and then click Add to Design. Right? So for example, if we're coming and we have the contact page or location, whichever, right? So I'm just going to delete this just to make a little space for now. Same for the frame. And let's say like Google Maps, for example, double click and we can have Google Maps as well. And let's make two. And I'm going to, and we can put a Google Maps here. There we go. All right. So now we have Google Maps. We have Google Maps actually embedded to our site. All right. So now you can kind of see that it's pretty simple, pretty easy. However you want. Let's see. These. And my internet's a little slow, so it doesn't always catch. There we go. All right. And I can put it right here in the center. And even when I click this, I'm going to make this just a little bit wider. And I'm going to move this over just a taste. All right, and up. Okay, now this is how we're creating the website with Canva, right? So you can kind of see that we can change and add and remove and fully custom, right? Now, once you're done, you can download this as well as a PNG file, right? You can compress it if you want as well. And you can even come here to the right and you can see that recommended website, download, share the link. You can present it, right, as well. You can add it on Facebook page, Twitter, so many more. Now the same if we do for website, you're going to have this kind of login. So publish your design as a beautiful responsive website in just a few clicks. Right, web style presentation, scrolling, classic navigation, right? So multi-page site with navigation bar, single page site with navigation bar as well. So multi-page site with easy page controls. And I'll leave that there and you can open the website. Now once you do this, let's take a look. And this is what we've done so far. And here you go. This is your website. So pretty easy. You'll just kind of click and scroll over and you have all of these choices. So you can see pretty easy, right? Nothing too great, nothing too less, right? But this is because we didn't edit any of this. All right. And so there you have it, right? And so you can edit it as well if you need. And you can see like here's all the pages. You can make it full screen. So we can go back to edit, so you can use the template as well. So we're going to go back to edit, and this is what we have. And the same, so everything that you've learned just for the menu, how we use the boxes, how we chose the pictures, right? How we added all of that is the same here. So even when we're speaking about like here, when you have pictures of your clients, You can do the same. So for this one, we can make big. And so remember, when I right click on it and I detach the image, so it's just a picture of the client and that frame that we used. So it's the same deal. And if it's really big, of course, you know that you can just drag it and make it a little bit smaller. You know how to add the text. So you have the heading, right, the subheading, or the body. And this is just another image. We can even change the colors of the stars here, right here, right? And so there we go. We can change all of that the same. And you'll just click and change the color, and click and change the color the same. So no worries. Let's see, change to red, and click the stars and change to red. And there we go. Now we can do that all together. Alright guys, so that's it. So now you know how to publish as a website. You can save it, you can click it if not. So you can open the website and there you go. So you can do that as well. You know how to save it, you know how to change everything, you know how to kind of go off that. And even you know how to create a blank page from nothing. So if you want to follow the template, follow the template. If you want to do it, you know how to do that as well. Alright guys, don't forget to subscribe, drop a comment below, and I will catch you next time. Alright, bye.